You're listening to the Cyberwire Network, powered by N2K.
The word is pseudo-ransomware. Spelled pseudo, as in something disguised as something else, and ransomware, as in a type of malware designed to encrypt data for financial gain. Definition: malware in the guise of ransomware that destroys data rather than encrypts. Example sentence: the goal of pseudo-ransomware, also referred to as wiperware, is to cripple the victim's systems rather than offer the opportunity to decrypt them. Origin and context. Typical ransomware crews, cybercriminals, encrypt their victims' data and demand a ransom payment in exchange for the decryption key. But there isn't a lot of incentive on the criminal end to put much care and attention into the recovery part of the exchange. A study by Proven Data in 2020 found that in April of that year, criminals that received payment delivered the decryption keys 89% of the time. Out of those cases, though, 31% of the victims required a lot of help and time to completely recover. Although the cybercriminals didn't use pseudo-ransomware, for all intents and purposes, the impact was the same. The criminals didn't destroy the data per se, they just made it unusable for a long time. They didn't care how much chaos they injected into the victims' systems, they got their money. In contrast, some nation-state actors, to deflect attribution, use pseudo-ransomware to deceive their victims and investigators into thinking that they are cybercriminals. In reality, they use it as a smokescreen to cover other, more nefarious actions, to either bring in more revenue to fund their operations or to hobble their enemies in a continuous low-level cyber conflict kind of way. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, North Korean hackers used pseudo-ransomware to cover their tracks as they went after Taiwan's Far Eastern International Bank in 2017 to compromise the SWIFT system, the massive financial artery that connects banks, financial institutions, and governments worldwide. From Sandworm, Andy Greenberg's Cybersecurity Canon Hall of Fame book about the Russian cyber attacks in Ukraine from 2014 to 2017, the Russian GRU, or Main Intelligence Directorate, modified the ransomware called Petya, originally created by the North Koreans, into a pseudo-ransomware eventually named NotPetya. The impact was that they compromised some 300 companies within seconds of delivery, and a Ukrainian ISP estimated that at least 30 of those companies were totally burned to the ground. Big companies were also brought to their knees, like Merck with over $870 million in recovery costs, FedEx TNT $400 million, Saint-Gobain $384 million, and Maersk with over $300 million in recovery costs. The White House lowball estimate of the total damage was just over $10 billion. That's billion with a B. Nerd reference. In the 2008 movie The Dark Knight, directed by Christopher Nolan, Bruce Wayne, played by Christian Bale, has a discussion with his butler Alfred, played by Michael Caine, about the nature of some chaotic men who are not motivated by the traditional things that typical criminals desire, like running a business, even if it's criminal. Some men just want to tear the system down, or don't care that they tear the system down as long as they get what they want.
Criminals aren't complicated, Alfred. We just need to figure out what he's after.
With respect, Master Wayne, perhaps this is a man you don't fully understand either. A long time ago, I was in Burma. My friends and I were working for the local government. They were trying to buy the loyalty of tribal leaders by bribing them with precious stones. But their caravans were being raided in a forest north of Rangoon by a bandit. So we went looking for the stones. But in 6 months, we never met anyone who traded with him. One day, I saw a child playing with a ruby the size of a tangerine. The bandit had been throwing them away.
So why steal them?
Well, because he thought it was good sport. Because some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Word Notes is written by Tim Nodar, executive produced by Peter Kilpie, and edited by John Petrick and me, Rick Howard. The mix, sound design, and original music have all been crafted by the ridiculously talented Elliot Peltzman. Thanks for listening.